Okay, so first let's talk about your final project. I probably have the wrong date in here, don't I? Probably gonna have to change the date. Oh, I guess it doesn't. So the first thing to keep in mind is your final project will be a presentation. So you will have to come up here and talk about something. You don't have to use PowerPoint if you don't want to. Again, you can use something like Prez. If you've never tried Prez, you might want to try it. There's a link right here. If you go there, it's kind of like a presentation software. It's got some nice animation. It's pretty simple to use. I'm sure you could figure it out if you want. Um, but the nice thing about Prez is it has some cool like zooming in and zooming out effects and stuff. I don't know if you've seen a Prez presentation before, and it's free. You can do one for free or so on, and you can get some samples here, right? And you can see here you got some quick customization in there. So if you want, you can try Prez if you want. You don't have to use PowerPoint. Again, the final presentation topic is up to you. You don't have to, do it on something that you are comfortable with, maybe writing about something that you know about. Again, most of the students do it on, maybe a sports that they play, or maybe a place that they've been. Travel is always popular. You can do a presentation on travel. Well, it might be a place that I love learning. I want to learn. That's why, right? A lot of presentations on making food. Yes. So a lot of history. Sushi, I had a really good presentation on sushi one time. That was good. I didn't know what sushi was until he did a presentation on sushi and things like that. So, the topic is up to you. In fact, we used to make you do a topic on technology. You had to do a presentation on technology, and like 5 years ago, I said, no way, I'm not doing that. In fact, what I just did is I rewrote the curriculum and took that requirement out that you had to do your presentation on technology. That was actually in the curriculum. I had to go into the curriculum and cut it out. I said, I'm just cutting it out. They can do the presentation on anything they want. I told the curriculum committee. Yeah, the curriculum committee. Yes. So you get to do whatever you want as far as topic, because you're gonna want to do it funner, and you're gonna make a better presentation if you do it on something that you want to do. I think it's better. Okay, so let's look at the requirements. You gotta make a title slide. Remember, don't put the footer on the title slide. Right? You remember how to get rid of that? And let's edit this a little bit. Let's put in no footer on title slide. Okay. Then you do have to put a footer on all other slides. On all other slides. And of course, what should your footer include? It should include slide number, your name with copyright symbol, and date. How about we put date? And date last saved. Or last opened, right? I guess something like that. Well, does it change the date when you open it, I guess? Like if we put the pre-made date thing in the thing, as soon as you open it, it will probably go to that date that you open it, right? So I don't know. You get the idea. Photos with photography reference. So if you add a photo, you need to have works cited in there, which either put the name of the picture, or you put the name of the photographer next to the picture, or make like a works cited page at the end of the presentation. Yes.
So if you use the auto like the today date like function,
Uh-huh.
and say like if you go into your settings and you change the date to the past, will it auto change it in the presentation?
You mean the computer date?
Yeah, like on your Mac. So if you
Yeah.
have a PowerPoint on your Mac, and then you
It
have the
probably
date
uses the internal data of the operating system, I would imagine. It's not using the internet, I don't think. But that would make sense to use probably. I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, it's probably using the internal date of the system. So if you go back in time on your system to say it's 1904, your presentation will probably say 1904. I mean, can you imagine PowerPoint in 1904? What would they were? What were they? They were making presentations in 1904. Do you remember the Nancy presentation? Wasn't that good? I did cry. I always cry in Nancy's. Yeah. Did you see the Steve Jobs presentation of the launch of the iPad? I mean, wow, that's such an amazing presentation. If you've never seen a presentation, you gotta watch that one. And then, of course, the "I Have a Dream" speech by Martin Luther King. I cried during that one too. Yeah, so I don't know. Okay, so again, just make sure you give credit. You could just put let's say you downloaded a picture off a website, just copy the web address. You don't. This is not EasyBib. This is not MLA format. All I want is for you to give credit just by putting the web page on there, right? We're not doing EasyBib. Just here's works cited part of your presentation at the very end. Just put a link to, hey, I got the picture from this site. That way you're giving them credit, right? You got to give people credit for research and for being a photographer. And we haven't talked about copyright yet, or we did? How much is it to copyright one thing in the copyright.gov website? One photo. Let's say you took a photo and you want to submit it to the Copyright Office. How much does it cost? I guess we didn't talk about that, did we? Oh, that's on the final. I guess we do got to talk about it. There should be a link on there to copyright info. We'll get to it. How much does it cost, though? Anybody want to guess? 20 bucks. Higher.
100.
30 bucks.
40.
What was that?
40.
How much?
25.
A little higher.
30.
A little lower.
25.
35.
Boom. Oh, first try.
It's on the final, so write that one down.
$35 to get a copyright from Google.
Well, no, on the website it's copyright.gov. You have to submit, if you submit it to the government to be, this is my photo, and you submit it to them, it costs you the application fee is $35. But what you can do, though, and this is the trick, is that you take a whole group of photos, put them together and call it a series, and then all the pictures in that series are copyrighted for the same price. So that's how, photographers would do like a whole year, take a whole year's worth of photos and submit it. Why not? It's a series. 2019 photos. Yeah, you can do that. And even in fact, in the days we used to send videotapes, and you had to put 2 seconds between each picture. Whatever that meant. On a VHS tape, you guys probably don't even know what a VHS tape is. Yeah. I've seen one. Okay, let's continue. Chart and table. I think most people don't read the word and they either give me a chart or a table. Today we'll make a chart in PowerPoint. Remember, we're going to do scientific. We'll do a scientific chart. Okay, but you need to have both. The table's like we've already made, right? When we put like the animals in the little box, right? That's a table, right? With the columns and rows. We already did that. We haven't made a chart in PowerPoint yet. Usually what I like to do is make the chart in Excel and then copy and paste it, because I don't know, the PowerPoint has like a streamlined version of PowerPoint or of Excel, and it's clunky, or Yeah, that's it. Yeah, chart. Both though. Each slide must include one graphic that is your own. Don't use a template. You can revise a template, but be able to show one part that you made of your own. What does that mean? I know this. My online students were confused by that, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm sorry. I know some days my writing is not very good. I know. What I'm trying to say here is that you just don't want you to use a template. Just change the template. Change template to have a graphic that was not in the template. How about that? Does that make any more sense? Probably not. It doesn't. All I want you to do is add something to the template that's not just the template. You can drag a logo, get a piece of clip art and put it on the slide. That's what. It doesn't have to be a picture. It's just something that you change the template, so it's not just the stain. I want to make sure that you know how to go in the Slide Master and change the Slide Master. That's the purpose of this. Okay, how about that? There we go. Each slide must include one graphic that is different. How about that? Different than the plain template. I am looking for you to revise the slide master. How about that?
There you go.
That makes more sense? Thank you. Whoosh. Sometimes I write these things at like, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
2 pieces of pizza and 1 beer.
Yeah, I'm sleeping. Okay, there we go. All slides should have a transition between them. Remember we did the crumple paper and it flies away, right? We'll practice that again today. One slide should have a bullets that animate on. Or you can use like today we're going to do a scientific chart of the seed the seed goes, there, it germinates, it grows, blah, 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 and it goes kind of like this. You can animate something like that on. Just so something animates like that. I'd like to have one video in the presentation or a link to the video. Yes, the problem is that the Mac version does not allow the embed, E-M-B-E-D-D, embedding of video. A link to YouTube is tube is fine. Okay, so some kind of video or audio. I do accept audio. I know it says video, but I had a lot of students do the Giants, right? Remember the year that the Giants won the World Series? I don't know which year it was. I don't know, a couple of years ago. I don't know. But I had some students doing their presentation on Giants, and they wanted to have like the last hit of the World Series when everybody runs out on the field, And so they included that audio in the presentation, which was just fun. It was fun to hear everybody screaming, "The Giants have won the pennant!" No, that's pennant is when they win their division, right? Okay, and then you use Prez. How about that? Does that make more sense? You know what to do? Okay, let's save that. Let me pause this, stop